So it's Guineas Day at Hollywood Bets Gravel. Hello everybody, welcome to Betway's Weighted to Win. We look forward, of course, to a great meeting on Saturday. Len Mayhew, our informed tipster, who had a clean sweep when we raced out in KwaZulu-Natal and Maritzburg during the course of the week, tipping the, bipots, PAs, jackpot, pick sixes. So good to know the man's in good form. We start straight up with race number 2. This is over the 1400. I'll give you an idea on how they're betting in the second, where number 2, Gorgeous Dude, is top of the boards, priced up at 3-1, but that also has shortened in the betting, shortened from 9-2 into 3-1. So money for Keegan DeMello's ride here for Alison Wright. Number 4, Send Me, is joint at the moment at 3-1 for Tony Riverland and Richard Faree. 6, Bang Street, a little bit of support for that, shortened from 6-1 to 11-2. 10, Kimball O'Hara is 11-2, and number 2, Saudi Sweep, is trading at 13-2. Then you can get 8-1 about Manu Pandarams or Snowmoon, and then 12-1 and better the other. So interest, morning Lenny, interest for Gorgeous Dude to begin with, and well done with catching the pick 6 in the week.
Good morning, Clyde. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but we got to kick on now, Clyde. Yeah, look, Gorgeous Dude, he's found 1-2 good for him in his last 2 runs, but he is course and distance suited, and with Keegan DeMello in the saddle, I think he's got a good chance of scoring his third win. His main dangers will be Send Me and Bang Street. They appear to be the main dangers. And then the 10 Kimball O'Hara's got a chance as well, but he's got it all to do from, he's got a wide draw at 10. So for the bipod, I'm going to include all 3 there, 1, 4, and 6.
Okay, we'll put them all in. 1, 4, 6 by 2 and 4, by 3, 4, 7, 8, 10, by 1 and 2, by 2, 5, 7, 8, and bank at 3 at the back. This bipod will cost 240 Rand. Okay, let's get on to the second race now. And here we've got the source Kudu Karen top of the boards at 15-10. The 4, Light in the Woods, 3-1. The 8, Red Hot Guy, is trading at 7-2. A bit of money. I just want to see, where is the money here? Money is for Light in the Woods as well as Red Hot Guy, also shortened from 4-1 to 7-2. The source Scott Suhey is the next one at 4-1, who shortened it from 6-1. So some support for that. And then the 5, Tiger Magic's at 13-2. I have got some comments here, Len, just to give you an idea what trainers are saying in this race. And the De Kock team are saying this horse could run well if not too green, their runner. The comment for the bidder from their yard is green will need the experience. There's a comment from the Aussie team, Tiger Magic. Lovely horse, might just need the run. And there's another one for the 7, the Hollywood Bets horse, Enjoy the Ride. Shows potential and should be in the quartet. There is one more, and that's for number 9, Hollywood Vision, will need the run. Okay, market's interesting. Support for a few here, Len.
Yes, Clyde. Obviously, we do need to keep an eye on the first-timers. But of those that have raced, this was Kudi Karan. He's run 2 cracking races to date, finishing only 3 lengths behind the promising Turn It Up. And we all saw how good Turn It Up was when he won a few weeks ago at Gravel in that big race. And then he finished 4th in the SA Nursery. Yes, granted, there was only 4 runners, but he was only 4 lengths off the winner. And he only tied in the last 100 meters. So the 1,000 meters is going to be right up his alley, and he's certainly going to be the one to beat. The Halfveld Visitor, Light in the Woods, Philly taking on the boys, as I do prefer Kudi Karan. And then the local hope, Red Hot Guy, he made a promising debut, and he can also improve. But I do think Kudi Karan will take a lot of beating.
Okay. Kudi Karan, that's the story. Banker 2 by 3, 4, 7, 8 by 1 by 8 by 3. And horses, the last 2 legs, as you can see, that place accumulator will cost you 168 Rand. In this race, there's money for a few. The first timer, Scott Swahey, has shortened in from 5-1 or 6 to 1 into 4s. But that's our PA at 168. Okay, so this is the maiden plate that we go now, and in terms of this, let me bring you up to speed with the betting. Good Omen favourite, 4 to 1. 4 Princess Trippy is at 9 to 2. Opened at 11 to 2. Money for Wendy Whitehead's runner that Andrew Fortune's riding. 3 Director, 5 to 1. 8 Black Platina, 5 to 1. And the 10 Kaz from Alcatraz, 5 to 1. And then you can get 8 to 1 about the 9 Harper, and double figures everything else. This is a pick 6 carryover race. Don't forget to get your pick 6s on. We're expecting about 3 million rand pool on this public holiday. It's a long weekend, if you like. And Lenny's been informed. He tipped the pick 6, a couple of pick 6s now. And hopefully 3 on the trot here, Len. 4 to 1 the field. What you doing in the first leg?
Yeah, Clyde, this is a very tricky looking maiden event. Princess Trippy, Good Omen, Black Platina, they all have good recent form, and they must all be included in perms. But there's quite a few other runners that are capable of winning. They all seem to have much of a muchness on form. So it's the race. If you run this race 5 times, you'll probably get 5 different results. So I'm playing it safe. I'm loading up in this race. 5 horses in the bipod, 4 horses in the PA, and I think 6 in the pick 6.
Okay, well, let's get through the first leg of the pick 6. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. That's what we're hoping for in the first leg. We do have a banker in this pick 6. Later on, we'll be shouting home Tin Pan Alley. And for 220 Rand or thereabouts, you'll get 10%. So the Independent on Saturday, Drill All Stakes. It's over the 1,400 metres, and questioning is all the rage here. Winner of his last couple of starts is looking for a hat-trick of wins. He beat that horse last time out in a what was it, where Jerusalem Rain ran second, was in a A-Stakes race. And Jerusalem Rain, we all know, came out and, of course, won over the weekend. So probably the right horse in the race. May well be hard to beat here, Len. In terms of the market, they've got the Real Prince in here at 11 to 2. Some lovely stock in terms of quality horses running. 3 Legal Counsel, 13 to 2. Night and Jet Force, 7 to 1. 8 to 1 for Roland Garros. A horse like Gladiatorian is as much as 14 to 1, and 16s and better about the balance. Questioning in great form.
Absolutely, Clyde. There's no doubt that Questioning should be at the top of the boards. He's in great form at the moment. He's won his last 2, and the horse to beat. But when I looked at the betting and I saw him at 11 to 10 and Gladiatorian at 16 to 1, I had to have another look at that, because there should be no ways that Gladiatorian should be at 16 to 1. He won this race last year and he beat Questioning last year. So why the big difference in price is beyond me. Yes, granted, Gladiatorian hasn't run for 3 months and he's probably short of his best as far as fitness goes. But I'm sure that trainer Stuart Ferry would have done his best to get him as close to peak as possible. So for me, Gladiatorian is a huge danger to Questioning, provided he's near peak fitness. If you go past them, the race becomes very open. A lot of horses with chances. They're all quality horses, but the one to beat is the favourite, Questioning.
Questioning is the horse to beat. Gladiatorian, a bit of value for Len. Len's looking for a possible result here, and going all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. In that jackpot, we are depending on Tin Pan Alley, and if you take it like that, cost 252. Okay, let's move on now to the World Sports Betting Fillies Guineas. It's a Group 2 event run over the mile, and interesting in that Wish List. She is another that's really in top form at the moment. The price about her when we were doing this on the Thursday morning is 13 to 20. Odds on Wish List. Of course, she came out to win the Derby so impressively, and she steps into the mile today, but she's super talented. 13 to 20, they've got her at 5. Quick Step Gal is the 4 to 1 second favourite. 2 Princess of Gaul is 7 to 1. 8 to 1, number 7 Kukenhoff. And then it's 14 to 1 and Better About the Balance. And so, Lenny, Wishlist now begins her KwaZulu-Natal campaign.
Yes, Clyde, she really does look to be a very promising filly. But for me, I gave the 4 horses a chance here. Princess of Gaul, Quick Step Gal, Kukenhoff and Wishlist. I don't see why Wishlist should be so short in the betting when Princess of Gaul and Quick Step Gal have beaten her in the past. So for me, I'm including all 4 of them. I'm Kukenhoff, probably the last of the choices, but yes, Wishlist. She's obviously made huge improvement in the last few months that they're going into, or priced her up at such a short price. So as I say, I'm including all 4.
Yeah, she obviously would prefer further, but she's got to start somewhere, and they do rate her very, very highly. And it'll be interesting to see which way Andrew Fortune goes with his Hollywood Bets Durban July ride, starting with Wishlist now. But yeah, correct, the form does speak volumes, and that some of these have been around and are talented horses. And so in the trifectas, Len's boxing 2, 5, 7 and 8. The fixed odds have got Wishlist as short as 13 to 20. Time now for the World Sports Betting Guineas, Group 2, the 1600, and favourite here is Tin Pan Alley. Decent horse at the end of his day. He's from the Sean Terry stable, a winner of his last start in a race that he won so impressively when winning the Wilgeborst Drift Harry Oppenheimer Horse Chestnut Stakes. He beat See It Again on that occasion. Of course, See It Again came out after that and ended up winning the Hong Kong Jockey Club World Pool Premiers Champions Challenge. So the form is superb. Tin Pan Alley is 11 to 10 on Thursday. 10 Happy Verse is 3 to 1. 8 Star Magic is trading at, or Star Major rather, trading at 8 to 1. And then, Len, you can get 12s and Better About the Balance, but I guess they've all got Tin Pan Alley to beat.
Yes, Clyde. I've decided to go for him. I mean, it's a top quality field, but the way he beat See It Again last time was super impressive, and he was only getting 3 kilos. So, for me, he's a worthy banker in the pick 6. If you're going to look past him, then you've got to put quite a lot of runners. But I'm pretty strong with Tin Pan Alley to follow up on his last win.
Yeah, and I'm sure many will be in that camp. So, Tin Pan Alley in the second jackpot on the day. Get your jackpots on now. We're bankering the 3 here. And then we're loading up, expecting a bit of a result. Some few results later. That jackpot cost 504 Rand. All right, so Rosewood is now the horse to beat. Last time out, they put the blinkers on, and well, she got up to beat Beach Verse on that occasion, and she's certainly talented. She's probably the horse to beat here. From a market perspective, I can tell you that she's 7 to 2. She was at 9 to 2, so they've backed her, Len. There's money for Serena Moodley and Andre Nell's runner. The 5 Jabera is 4 to 1 second favourite. 4 Lady of Distinction is at 7 to 1. 6 Paquena 7. There are a whole lot of them. 7 Plum Pudding, that's much the same. 8 Rahaba 7 to 1. 12 Duchess of Paloma, also 7s, and then you can get 12 to 1 and Better About the Balance. So there's been a follow through in money for Rosewood. The blinkers stay on, as I understand it. And there's also been a little bit of interest in number 5 Jabera, much the same. But I guess there are a few that can win.
Yes, Clyde. Look, you may be right. Rosewood looks like a very promising filly. She's on the up. She's won 2 of her 5 races. And she comes in with a nice galloping weight of 54, so must have a good chance. To me, there's a lot of fillies that can win this, on their day. Rosewood never been at Greyville, drawn out at 9, so she has a few things against her. As I say, I think there's a lot of fillies in here that can take a first prize. I'm prepared to go with Plum Pudding as a floating banker in the trifecta. She loves the course, and she's having her third run back after a break. So I'm expecting a big run from her. But yes, as I say, Cloud, to me, it's a difficult race.
Okay. Well, we're going to use the 7 in terms of our trifecta. Float the 7 with 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 12. It's a trifecta recommendation, race 8. Okay, let's get on to this conditions plate. Otaniqua comes in pretty well at the weight. He got the 56 on his back of a 121 for Andre Nel and Sereno Moodley. His last start to question him, beating 2 lengths on that occasion. He's got to have a serious claim here. Horse 2 within a chance that has been in very good company, in the company of Buffalo Storm Cody for that matter, is Taxi to the Moon. So I guess there are a few in here, Len, that can certainly pull it off. Let me tell you that Otaniqua's 5-2 at the moment, and Taxi to the Moon is trading at 28-10. I Am Giant is at 4-1, and King of the Gauls is talented on his day, and he's currently at 5-1. You can then get 8-1 and better about the balance. Again, a tricky race, I would have thought. Plated race, Otaniqua probably the best in.
Yes, Cloud, look, it's a very competitive field. You've got Taxi to the Moon. He's been a model of consistency since he's been gelded. King of the Gauls, 1,000 meters is his game. He's a 1,000-meter specialist. I Am Giant. He's got a bit of a wide draw, but he deserves utmost respect. And of course, Otaniqua, he's highly consistent. So I've loaded up in this race. Then even the 9-horse Saudi Cat from the Von Marshall stable, you can't ignore the 3-year-old. So for me, it's a very, very tricky race.
Yeah, absolutely tricky. There are a few, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. They've all got winning chances, and we'll use those numbers to box them in this trifecta. Okay, so to the 10th and final race on the card we go there now and have a quick look at what the story is. I can tell you they've put the blinkers on this horse, Luhamba Pambili. That's the latest news around that. The blinkers go on to Luhamba Pambili for the Gareth Van Zyl stable, and Sean Veal is riding that. Much better than his last start, I would imagine. I can't imagine what went wrong in that last start of his, but blinkers are on. He's currently favourite to win it, 17-10 to win the final event. That's the latest price I got. But I guess, Len, there are quite a few in here with chances that you must take into account. Also like Zoom Bomb, I'm not sure what JC, if he's going to claim the full allowance of 2.5. But if he does, I think what is he coming with? 47.5 or 48 on his back?
Clyde, this is a 400-meter dash. I'm surprised it's even included in the second jackpot, because it's a sweepstakes, to be honest. 400 meters, it's not always the best horse that wins. For me, it's a case of whoever gets out the pens first is going to win, because all they got to do is jump out, get a length in front if they pinch it on the break, and it's race over. It's a sweepstakes. So for me, I didn't even really want to tip here, but I have just given a suggested swinger in the race of Ernie Princess and the favourite Luhamba Pambili. But it's a good old anything, to be honest.
Now, I'll tell you what else, now that you mentioned the 400-meter dash. That horse has got all the speed. As a horse like Chocolate Soldier got plenty speed, so that can also... There's a bit of a roughie for you if you're looking for something in terms of including in the play. But that's the final dash of the day. Thanks, Len, taking the swingers at the back 4 and 6. And we hope you all had a pleasant Saturday afternoon's racing. Sunday racing, we go to Hollywood Bets Kenilworth. Thanks, everybody, for joining and watching. We'll chat then soon.